finally began to have some real pressure put on. That W word, World, has just been mentioned recently. They are going to make it to the major. That means they're a proper team now. These three youngsters are going to be having expectancy put upon them, but you're going to come up against teams that have their own expectancies. Ivan gives EG an early lead.
I mean, a team that's already experienced the major is Evil Geniuses. They were over in Los Angeles. He managed to bump Oski away from that shot. But the fact that, EG have got no pressure on them here major-wise, the very short-term tournament that they're going to be looking forward to, doesn't necessarily mean that they are pressureless, right? There's still a lot on them to perform and not just here to play upset.
Yeah, absolutely. Making it above Semper is going to be potentially huge with that long slog towards Worlds. That's what all these teams really want to do. The majors are but pit stops. It won't feel like that at the time, but certainly where they want to be is over in America when Worlds happens. Catalysm is giving EG a better chance with the double tap. Ivan doubles up.
You mentioned Worlds as well, Cole, where if they do manage to win this one, they will then have 10 points more than Semper across the entirety of this season so far. It's so close. Genuinely, every win means something. And that's so exciting. That's going all the way back to Swiss even in fall. It has meant something. And the echoes of those wins fall back down when it comes over to World. So yeah, a win here would put them above Semper, launch them into that 5th spot in Europe. And that's what we're looking at Europe to get at minimum. So it puts them in an amazing position.
Well, EG have started this game like an absolute train, going 2-0 up early doors against a team Liquid that was somewhat favoured going into it. Building up on that momentum they had earlier with that huge win over Carmine Corp, which was a massive upset. I think it was 80% of Twitch chat said that they thought Carmine would win that one. All of us on the desk said the same, yeah. But they just keep subverting expectations to Evil Geniuses, and they're just about finding form in time. They still have some season as teams around them are starting to drop and have to look towards the next season. They're still involved on the pitch with something of their own fate in their own hands, and they're making it work. Here's Catalysm trying to get in the way of a Chronic. Liquid are somewhat falling apart, 3-0.
Yeah, that patience from Catalysm. Look at him wait, just in the midfield. Sees that a Chronic is awkward, makes him try and fly in front of it, and lets him burn all of that boost so Catalysm has that completely free open shot on the net. It's exactly what he needed to do with 3 goals up in 90 seconds. Liquid, not the start that they would want. And as you say, Cole, they're coming down as well from being beaten in that championship, as a lot of people were calling it, El Splashico, up in the upper semi-finals.
Yeah, lovely. I love the names. Any chance for a pun, and I'm well and truly on board. So keep those coming, everybody. As Atto puts that one towards Oski. Atto was on 2 points until about 20 seconds ago, so barely got involved at all. EG is still passing it all the way around the Liquid defense. I don't know what's happening right now.
The offense was touted from Liquid, and Stacks was saying that I don't know if EG can deal with it. Well, how about with an unreal amount of offense themselves? Why can't they just shoot? Why can't they just go for these passes and try and trick out that defense on Liquid? It's 4-0 already in 2 minutes. Liquid, you're looking at game 1 and thinking, practice, okay? Yeah, fine. This is a continuation of the losing streak, but don't worry, we're good.
You don't want to be thinking that, though. Not with still 2 minutes and 55 seconds left in the first game. This might get them on the scoreboard. Atto just waits to shepherd it in, but Oski is there with the goal.
Yeah, so I've been sending it long when there wasn't really anybody to follow up on that, and then he misses that second touch, leaving it fully to Oski to get it in. Manages to go crossbar down as well, and as you're completely right, Cole, ultimately bringing it back. There's still 3 minutes left. I was speaking like a lot of my ranked teammates recently.
I mean, Liquid, they just had to wake themselves up somewhat, and maybe that goal will just about do it. So now the question is, can EG deal with Liquid stepping up? You'd hope a gear or two, as Atto goes to the ceiling now. Gets to the backboard as well. Rizek's nowhere near it. Atto can't quite get the next touch. The Chronic's steaming in. I think Ivan got an all-important touch.
Yeah, just about managed to squeak that one away, but the shot was nearly finding its way into that goal as well, but onto the backboard. It suddenly falls down to a lot of pressure on that orange harp. But will a diamond be created in the rough? Over half the game is gone, and Atto trying to get that touch into the center again. Oski going for 2 very tight, close 50s. Good pressure now, starting to fall from Liquid. It's something that Stacks, as I said earlier, was really touting, making sure that we are fully aware that it's happening. And a shot from Catalysm will be sending it into the blue half.
That's great there from Evil Genius, as Liquid were stepping up, and Catalysm, I would say their star man. He is just the player capable of breaking through these rugged defenses that they come up against. He's the one that they look to get themselves a goal when they need it. And there he was again. I mean, it's nothing particularly fancy. It's just clean Rocket League, a solid touch out, follow your own hit, and then get a decent 50-50. And Liquid, with the way they're playing now, they're going to be leaking goals. And they have to think, okay, Oski's just missed the ball. I don't know what is going on with these boys right now.
I mean, Catalysm, he's got himself a hat trick. Like, he's outscoring so well. Catalysm has been everywhere on the offense. With 5 goals as well in total for EG, it now falls down to that very, very much do or die. A miss in the midfield. A Chronic. He went up, and there was no contact made on the ball. A long shot finding net.
Mate, this is how I felt watching EU at the LA Major, where everything they're doing, you're just thinking, why did you do that? I want you to win, not lose. But of course, I want either of these teams to win. But I certainly want a better standard of Rocket League than what we're seeing right now. And Team Liquid are in need of a bit of a telling off, I think. There you go. Again, a goal, an easy goal, makes it 2-6. As far as Liquid are concerned, from the kickoff. There is time. 1 minute 34. I know I sort of rip on casters trying to build up the fact that a team could come into it and they couldn't. But 4 goals in 1 minute and 34 seconds, viable.
Yeah, no, completely viable. I mean, we just saw a kickoff goal come in when we were saying about how good Evil Geniuses were doing as another goal was flying in for them. But a good challenge in the sky means that a Chronic we can touch on that ball. Can he get it further down? Yes, he can. Just above the bar. Ivan not able to make any contact. But Chronic there first with the flip reset, the double touch from both defenders on the side of Evil Geniuses. But just look at that. The tiny touch over to the side sends Liquid crawling back into their own half. They meander home. A minute left. They still need 4.
Evil Genius is more than comfortable as well in their own half. They're not going to panic and be rushed, even with all 3 Liquid players bearing down upon them, and they will take their chances when they come. Here's Catalyst into the backboard. Chronic had to be aware and get that onto the side, and he's still bumping Atto. It's still just not quite happening for Liquid right now. Maybe it is that pressure that we talked about right at the start of the game, where they do start to believe in their own hype somewhat, but there's a lot of hype to believe in. They are so capable. Atto in the corner. Rizex and Ivan, they're getting in each other's way a little bit as the ball goes back to the center. It's still good play from Liquid, but a Chronic misses his second touch. Atto's pre-jumping. I think they've called this one, to be fair, Team Liquid, and you got to say credit to EG, because I don't want to be too negative on Liquid. EG have played it really well.
I mean, EG did what we thought, they weren't necessarily going to be able to do, and that was provide the attack that would be able to shut down the attack coming from Liquid, and they've done so perfectly. With 15 seconds left, the game is gone. Evil Geniuses take it, potentially 7-2.
Go on.
Taking it low as well, which is just mean. You could have just hit that, Ivan, but it burns a couple more seconds off the clock. And yeah, as I said, they have played it wonderfully. They shut down Liquid in their own half. The couple of times when Liquid did get goals is when EG overextended and they weren't defending that back line. It was 2 long shots that ultimately found their way in. But when they had pressure on them, EG held incredibly firmly.
Yeah, they're intelligent players, or Evil Geniuses. Their downside is not that they're unable to defeat teams that aren't playing well. It's that maybe they just don't have that spark, that piece of magic when they're up against a team that are defending well. When a team's defending like Team Liquid, Evil Geniuses, they can just happily score goal after goal, punish them for those mistakes, for those overcommits, for those weird whiffs. Just all a bit weird, really, from Team Liquid there. But Evil Geniuses take game 1.
Yeah, and just absolutely dominantly. Team Liquid having Atto leaving the lobby, going to be changing his car. He needs to have a look at what is in his garage, saying that there is a car change coming from Oski and a Chronic.
Batmobile?
That was just probably not Batmobile. Nobody actually plays Batmobile anymore. I know you're an old man, but nobody plays it anymore. Mets was playing with some kind of abomination earlier and still managed to win, which was cool. Evil Geniuses. I really don't know what to say other than that was an unreal performance from Catalysm to start with, then Ivan towards the end, securing himself a hat-trick as well. And Rizex managed to get himself a goal. 7 shots and 5 shots coming in for Ivan and Catalysm respectively. Such pressure. Liquid could not deal with that at all. Is that how you counter them?
What, by just let them miss the ball over and over again in their own defense and hope that you're there to score the just roll the ball home?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? If anyone's watching thinking, how on earth do we beat these Wonder Kids? Just let them make mistakes in defense. No, it's not going to happen again. Team Liquid, they're going to come into this one. There's been a car change and they will do whatever they need to do. Maybe they're standing up, taking a leaf out of endpoints, but doing some press-ups, doing some jumping jacks. And they're going to be a brand new team. And we are, of course, on Aquadome. And if any team is going to be good here, it's Team Liquid. Surely they're going to step up right now. Evil Geniuses, though, they too can step up. That was nowhere near their highest gear. So I think we're going to see a high quality of game right now. And I think there's going to be a lot of goals for each team. It could be an early one for Liquid. Chronic did so much to get himself in the way and get to demo as well. Nowski's on the goal line. Great start for Team Liquid in this second game. But more good defending from EG, who survived.
I mean, you said that there was a massive pressure that Liquid can put on, and we do expect for there to be more goals. Chronic was second in the tournament coming into this game. Into this series, rather. They have had such a huge offense. And bear in mind, they came second in the previous regional event. In the Tour de Rocket League, they flew through and just managed to they ran into that brick wall of BDS, which seems to be crumbling a little bit today by the mighty endpoint. But Liquid have had an incredible rise up, and another edgeable bump trying to come out there from Rizex. Incredibly cheeky. I do like an edgeable bump, though.
Oh, Oski couldn't quite get there from the pass from Atto. Chronic's coming in, though. He might be able to finish it up. Ivan steams in from the side. All Evil Genius's players are in one corner of the pitch, so they're going to have to skedaddle and get this ball away as soon as possible because they're a little bit close to each other. Does work out for them, managed to spread out and get something of attack going. So good opportunities for both teams so far in this second game. A much higher standard, I'm pleased to report. Rizex tries to flick it over the top of Atto. More good defending. And what I loved earlier as well from the first chance, as Oski does miss it. Enough of that, pal. Was Chronic was helping out his teammate in defense, maybe seeing that some of these mistakes are happening and just backing each other up as much as possible.
The double commit, they're coming in on the attack. And you mentioned earlier, Cole, about Oski missing that defensive shot. That defensive play, rather. He did earlier. I think it led to a goal as well when he completely whiffed. Or maybe it was just about saved away by Atto. But it's scary times. Oski again whipping a shot. Errors from him. Somebody who has been so incredibly strong on Liquid is beginning to fall down. Potentially that pressure being a touch too much.
Now, we use the word experience quite a lot over here, but this is where it can really help when you're playing badly. Can Oski show the experience he has and step his game up? We know that Liquid, all three of them, capable of amazing things. And still as they come forward, Evil Genius is staying solid, doing their jobs well, supporting each other. Someone wants to get a look at this ball, but can't quite do it because Oski is too quick. Ivan had to get that block there. Atto was trying to find Oski on the backboard. Could have been something a little bit special. Liquid starting to warm up now.
Good opportunity for Evil Geniuses to push into that blue half. Oski with a double tap over. Catalysm has to dive back and save that one away. With zero boost, though, he's trying to go for the 50 with Atto, who telepathically seemed to know he was awkward and low on boost. And Oski with a boomer from the midfield.
Lovely finish there from Oski, and that will be an important goal for him. Catalysm was met by Atto, who was doing some brilliant shadow defense. Turned at the perfect time. Those 1v1 skills coming in clutch from him right there. And then Oski bullets it home to give Liquid their lead. They really needed not just to score, to stop the rot, to give themselves a lead, make EG start to chase, because EG were looking a little bit too comfortable, and suddenly Team Liquid have completely flipped that on its head.
That's a goal that we may well refer to later on as the moment, or the confidence inspirer, the one that made Oski realise, I am actually really good. No, fair play. Fair play, I can actually score a goal.
I mean, let's be honest, you and I have got short memories, Stumpy. We're going to completely forget that they were struggling at the start. At the end of this series, we'll be like, Liquid were phenomenal from beginning to end.
Oh, they were great, whoever won. It doesn't matter, because we will be saying that. You can clip it. Under 2 minutes, though, and Evil Geniuses want to be bringing that goal back and doing so much more of a better job, Liquid. Even before they scored that goal, they were staying at 0-0 after the first 2 minutes, when in game one, they were already down 4-0. Oski up, chance to shoot at the bump away, actually. A better idea, but the execution from their teammate not quite there to get the shot.
Evil Geniuses are getting some clean touches in the center, though, and this is where they can do the most damage, choosing the passes. Mixing up their approach as much as possible. Rizex tries to get a quick shot away. Atto was on the backboard and got it away. He's doing so much defensive work, is Atto right now. Completely boost-starved, trying to make himself look as big as possible, but Catalysm is steaming at him. Atto's just floating towards it. A Chronic, not for the first time, from the side, saves Team Liquid, who survive again. Catalysm with another early shot, and so far, Evil Genius's shoot-on-sight policy in game number 2 not working quite as well as it did in the last one.
1 minute remaining. Liquid attempting to double it up, trying to get that fabled win on Aquadome as well. Oski retreats with both his teammates are up. He goes down to 0 boost, but does squeak the touch out. There's an up high in the center. A Chronic to catch on the pre-jump too. Something that we've seen a Chronic do so frequently is pre-jump when things get dire. Something that will shut down an offense that fast is by getting in their way and reading the play they are aiming to go for.
Liquid are passing the ball to each other so much speedier now, though. It's nippy little hits towards the center. There's already a teammate pre-jumping or waiting, but that demo from Ivan on Atto to open things up. Oski, though, a great touch again. Now he can go solo. Can he get the musty flick? He can. Chronic's getting involved for some reason, just to make things as complicated as possible. And Atto, for a second, I thought his touch and cannon off that corner and was going to backfire with 10 seconds left. Evil Genius's last chance or two. Catalysm has to win this one and does. Can he get past Oski? Not really. Oski sends it high. Ivan is beaten cleanly by Atto. A Chronic doesn't quite kill it though. Rizek is here. He's underneath the ball. Ivan's in front of him. Oski's going to hit the corner. It's still staying up. Team Liquid just can't kill this second game. Maybe this is the moment they do. Atto gets the touch, gets the second one. It's still up. Finally. Finally he kills it. And Team Liquid take the second.
I love that. Just the comments being like, okay, I've got it. It's down. It's up. Okay, right, I've got it. I've killed it. It's down. It's up. And just, and just send the ball back
like
to your own
whack-a-mole.
half. Just to scream and hit it away from everybody. It doesn't matter where it goes, so long as it makes contact with the floor. Liquid squeaking that 1-0 victory, hopefully shutting down any qualms they had in that first game as well.
I mean, I think we forget that Best of 7 is a long, old series. There is plenty of Rocket League to come. We saw how close BDS came to reverse sweeping Endpoint. I don't know about you, but I was convinced they were going to in that last series, and they got themselves a couple of games from Endpoint being 3 up. I think that game is more what we expected this series to look like. It's Evil Geniuses just showing that solidity, Liquid looking more capable of breaking it, but if they do overcommit or make one missed touch, then you just know that Evil Geniuses will always punish.
Tell you what, they're holding them to just now 1-0 when Liquid looked a lot better compared to game 1. That still speaks wonders to Evil Geniuses' defense. They did a great job holding Liquid back when they could. There were a lot of chances for Liquid to score, and although the shots weren't 100% perfect, they were still threatening, and EG shut them down.
A new game is a new chance for all of these players, and Chronic is trying to get a flip reset, actually fakes it out with Rizek's in his way. Good speed from Oski. Atto's coming in and gets another little intriguing touch just to tee up his teammates, but Evil Geniuses will clear it away for now. There's a demo from Ivan and Oski in the corner. Catalysm is going to try and keep things working again. So this game's starting to look like the second one did, with Liquid coming forward and having, for my liking, too many clear-cut, clean hits against Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, EG needs to tidy it up just a touch. Can't quite give them as much space and time as Liquid will want because of how unbelievably mechanical they are. Ivan on target. Cleared away by Atto. Oski getting the weirdest flip reset in the world when I just fall down to the floor. Unable to get any goal from it though. His teammate does follow up, and saying I have seen a good few times is a teammate following up behind Oski. Almost like the trust from game 1 still hasn't repaired. The cracks are still there because Oski always seems to have a buddy.
It can, of course, work, though, if you do manage to surprise Evil Geniuses, but I agree. It's something they should mix up. Sometimes let them go solo, other times support them, and you'll never know where your opponent is. Evil Geniuses, these demos starting to really trouble Liquid. Good touch from Catalysm, wants to get it past Atto. Oski is there. Ivan goes to the ceiling, wants to get a second touch. Can he time his pre-flip? Not quite, but he does fall on it. Oski with a great reflex touch, but it's only high towards Catalysm. Evil Geniuses, they just work that ball forwards until it can't be saved anymore.
Smothering Liquid as much as they could, and Oski, credit to him, he had to do something. Otherwise, another player was going to be getting that goal in Evil Geniuses. He had to do something. He sent it high. It ended up being a pass. It could have gone to the corner. It should have gone to the corner. But in the end, Evil Geniuses' pressure, it does reward them massively.
The Evil Geniuses squeeze was in full effect right there, but Liquid are trying to show their fancy mechanics to get themselves an equalizer straight away. Here's Atto just waiting for his opponent Ivan to come in. Then he gets the pass into the center, and Oski bundles it home.
Yeah, managing to follow that ball up is exactly the play that he had to go for. Look at Atto just get Rizek onto that backboard, draws him low, and then he can send it central for Oski. The bundle to the bottom corner is what Liquid needed. Oski, again, continuing to run away from those demons of game 1. And I'm honestly just hoping that they've all forgotten that there was any issue, because I'm still seeing a couple of double commits.
I mean, I think Liquid will always have 1 or 2 double commits just because of the expansive playstyle that they have. But it's the change of pace that they show Atto there with the assist that he got. He just waited that split second longer for the ball, completely opened up the EG defense.
Yeah.
And they would have thought they had things covered. Catalysm wants to get this ball covered with Atto and Oski. I mean, that's why you don't want to be double committing in your own corner. We'll let EG in again. Ivan gets one into the corner. And look at all 3 of them for Liquid again. Rizek is coming in. And Liquid, you're right, Stumpy, in defense, I think it is. They're just getting a little bit close to one another.
Yeah, they're just getting a bit scared, chucking themselves at the exact same ball as each other. It's not pretty. So far, it's worked fine. It's not led to too many issues in this game or the previous game. Obviously, they've managed to win it 1-0, but it's still scary. You can't be doing that too often. And they weren't doing that last regional event in the Tour de Rocket League versus BDS, not by a long shot. And Oski doing the 1-2, the handoff between him and a Chronic. Won't lead to a goal just yet, but Atto Up high onto the backboard, Catalyst to clear that one away. 1-1 as we approach 2 minutes left in this third game.
Chronic got a quick reset! Oh my goodness!
Double! Oh, Chronic!
Wow, that was so good. Oski gets to touch it and watch a Chronic. He's already up in the air, uses his dodge late, then follows it up for the double. Oh,
He
there's
got
your goal
bumped
of the
high.
day. Oh,
He got bumped high, and that's why he still had his dodge. He landed, got bumped, dodged into that ball, then gets a double off the backboard. Mind-bendingly, world-breakingly excellent.
oh, that was so lovely. A sight to behold right there. And then Catalysm just times a dodge to bring us all back down to earth and say, look, they all mean the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was Atto getting a pretty terrible clear away, seeing as Catalysm had already turned on the wall as well. That was a time where the play should have been slowed again. Get Atto to bring that one low, wait for his teammates to get back, and then he can send it high or 50, whatever he wants to do. The rush in defense, again, letting Liquid down.
Attack good, defense bad so far for Liquid. Seems to be the story of this series. And Evil Genius is just waiting for those moments, trying to force it when they have to, and timing it excellently usually. Chronic gets a couple of touches. Catalysm is already up. Oski, look at the pace that he shows to beat him. Sadly for Liquid, it only falls to Rizex, who's coming forward. Gets a lovely little air dribble over the top, then brings the ball down. And Catalysm, it's like the return in the favour. The easy goal for Catalysm this time.
Just a brilliant play from Rizex. Goes over the top of Atto, and then 50s with a Chronic so perfectly that Catalysm would have to try his hardest to miss that shot. It just drops down with no defender coming in. That's where you need to double commit, Liquid.
Great play there from Rizex, and he's won the kickoff as well. Might not be able to get the next touch, but can at least get in a Chronic's way. It's a good linking play, though, from Oski there. Ivan gets there next. Oski beats him again, and Atto, he's missed it. Catalysm might be able to get an easy one here. Ivan tries to see it home. Oh, I don't think Ivan quite had the read, but it doesn't matter.
That was just an utterly stupid double tap. Why was that not just on target originally? I will never know. But Catalysm is able to get the double away. Clearing Evil Geniuses by 2 goals as well. It's 4-2 now. Evil Geniuses just turning it back round, completely unfazed by the masterclass that was sent upon them by a Chronic.
Oh yeah, Liquid definitely winning the goal of the match. Wooden spoon, I'll give them that one. But I don't think they'll be too happy with how it's going, considering they are behind in this game. Looking to get behind in this series as well. Ivan might have a chance to put this one into the centre where Catalysm is waiting. They're just bumping, they're just demoing. Oh, Rizex couldn't quite bash it in behind. And it's saved by Liquid, who've got 45 seconds left.
Yeah, and it's going to be very, very crucial 45 seconds. Otherwise, they'll be going 2-1 down in that series. Right, well, Ivan clearing it away, just being a nuisance in front of any Liquid player that wants to try and challenge that ball. Ivan bumped into a brilliant position with 0 boost, can still clear it away. Final 25, it becomes harder and harder for the Liquid press to go up against one of the most tested defenses in European Rocket League.
Evil Genius is not giving them even a sniff of an opportunity. Any team left in this tournament can play from a couple of goals up. You just know it's going to be them. Again, the fakes. Catalysm is left the ball by his teammate and just bullets it. Evil Geniuses are in full swing right now.
5 goals to 2. Evil Geniuses shutting down this third game, putting them ahead in the series as well. Completely did not care that a Chronic styled on them to an unbelievable level earlier on. It is a 6th, in fact. Nearly equaling the 7-2 that we saw them win by in game number 1 as well.
Liquid have allowed 5 or more goals in a game 4 times this season, Stumpy, and 3 of those were against Evil Geniuses.
And 2 of them were in this series.
And 2 have been in this series. Wow, yeah, okay. So Evil Genius is starting to emerge as something of a bogey team for Team Liquid right now. The guys, everybody else is absolutely... Look at EG go, I love that! Hey,
are you kidding? Another 7-2. This was so close until about 1 minute 40 left. And then EG win it 7-2. That's just not allowed.
That's how it happens, mate. That's how it happens. If you start to...
Atto's gone again. He's getting the Batmobile out. It's time.
Yes!
It's time.
Bring on the Batmobile. That's what we need. Yeah, that is...
1,000 points for Catalysm. 4 goals.
Another collapse for Team Liquid. But again, we have to focus on the positive, Stumpy. Evil Geniuses, they are just playing the perfect game plan right now. Catalysm in particular is involved so much. He and Rizex, they're trading assists and simple finishes. All 3 players are massively involved, and they are knowing when to defend, knowing when to stay back. If Liquid do manage to break through them or indeed score an absolute wonder goal, and let's not forget how good that goal was, Evil Geniuses are so far removed from that panic button. They're in a different house altogether.
Yeah, it's so impressive. That mentality is something that really dragged them through and got them, remember, the reverse sweep at the Winter Major against Dignitas. They were down, they were looking like they were going to lose, and they were unfazed. They did not care. They ultimately came up against an incredible Queso, now Moist, and that is the only way they lost is because they were ultimately against a better team that were better than them on the day. Otherwise, it's almost like they enter that Zen state and there is no worry about what's happened previously. It is just, we are here to score goals and we will score more than you.
Well, Liquid are going to have to start scoring plenty more right now because Evil Geniuses, everything is working for them. It's a flawless team performance. The oil in the cogs is just gearing round to perfection as Rizex goes into that corner. Can he steal the boost from Team Liquid? He can't. Swarovski does have a chance to go up on the wall. Ivan's going up. He's going to get beaten, as you know. More brilliant defending there from Ivan. The pre-jumps for Evil Genius. Not really something we've talked about very much, but they're completely just keeping Liquid at arm's length.
Managing it just repeatedly as well. The only game that they could have won was a 1-0. Otherwise, they've conceded 14 goals in 2 games. Like, it cannot be understated. EG are not an offensive team. They typically win with their incredible defense, with the fact that they have that amazing back line where they allow a lot of shots, sure, but they're also second in their save percentages. Liquid, they get one now. They are going against that defense. But I just always come back to the point of EG. Does that goal even matter in their heads?
It won't matter to their heads, but what it will matter to, Stumpy, is Team Liquid. Any goal that they get, they are just craving seeing those butterflies flying out the goal instead of being in their stomach because they've been playing with nerves. You know, for the first time, as we mentioned, they suddenly have the World Championship not in their own hands, but it's something of a tangible opportunity. And I'm wondering if this performance is because that is just somewhat there in their heads. They have to play with freedom and fun. And those pre-jumps they're going for were great earlier on, but it's in defense. We're Evil Geniuses, you're right, Stumpy. They don't care that they've conceded.
I'm so sorry, Ivan. I'm not going to talk about your goal. I just want to really cover the point, Cole, where you said that Worlds is in Liquid's hands. For any Liquid fans that are watching, don't try and cover it. For any fans that are watching, Liquid, to have a chance at Worlds, need to win the Spring Major. Okay, let's just get that elephant in the room out there. Let's make sure we're all aware.
It wasn't an elephant until you fed it and made it an elephant, mate. All right.
It's an elephant if it quacks like an elephant does, mate. Okay.
Here's a Chronic. He goes to the backboard, wants to follow it up. He's got this play in his own hand, Stumpy Goblin. Rizex gets to the side, and then this is going to be Catalysm going down. You'll see on Twitter later how bitter I am. And Chronic's going to tee up Oski here. 1-1. It's a much closer game. Liquid are playing a lot more intelligently right now, which is what I think we needed to see. After they went ahead, I wanted to see some solidity. They are showing it. We have to give them credit there.
I mean, I think they're just showing the signs that a young team typically would. They are incredibly offensively minded. They have got amazing mechanics. We saw that with the Chronic's goal. But then they do lack just some of the more basic things that they need to excel consistently. We saw them pop off in the Tour de Rocket League, but there are just some chances that they are double committing in silly areas. They are getting poor clears. They get stressed quite evidently, and there are problems when they have got their backs against the wall. However, you can learn.
Exactly.
you can learn to deal with literally all of those things. And Liquid being here, being in the conversation, considering the utterly disastrous teams, rosters that Liquid have fielded in the past, I'm just so happy to see them be here competitive. And Evil Geniuses, regardless, are going to win this game 7-2.
So, sorry, I just caught what you said. We'll see if that's the case. I mean, it's only 2-1 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, and that is more...
We said that with 1 minute 40 left in the previous game.
More Evil Geniuses just whittling down their opponent's boost and eventually getting that clean shot. It's just, I just love watching this Evil Geniuses in full motion. It's one for the Rocket League purists right now. They are just waiting for their chance. Look at that win from Captain. It's so clean into the center, but the clearance from Atto wasn't bad either. Oski now is beaten by Rizex. Atto get in, he can get a clean touch, but Ivan is going to be there. This is where Liquid want the ball, in the orange half, end back. They have been scoring goals and they've got into these situations. The pass is into the center, but Ivan's already there. And to be fair again, Stumpy, Liquid, the three of them aren't quite as far forward as they were. So some of these attacks are coming to nothing, but that's part and parcel. It means they're not throwing away goals down the other end.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. I like the fact that they are playing a lot more intelligently. You can see that they've conceded a few silly goals, and also goals that Evil Geniuses have earned in every single aspect of the word. They just need to wait for that incredible stalwart defense to break down on Evil Geniuses, or you've got to batter your way through it with the mechanics that you've got on show.
Rizex is going to put this one into the center, and Oski can just wind something up. It's just a bit of an aimless hit down the middle, so Liquid completely changing the playstyle. Big booming hit to see if they can test Evil Genius's patience and resolve. I'm not sure how effective that'll be, but we will see. Maybe they intend to strike at the right moment rather than all the time, as Iconic gets that one up high as he can. Oski and Atto with an unnecessary double commit. That's going to waste some boost and slow down this attack right now. Haskell's going to go for a double tap here. He's probably going to get it as well. Oh my goodness. I mean, we're talking about solidity, but EG have mechanics of their own.
Oh, big time. It was a lovely pass from Rizex. Sends it high, and nobody on Liquid challenging that until Atto tries to find his way to that ball, going up completely vertically. One of the hardest times to hit the ball above your own net. There's so many obstacles in the way. It becomes awkward with the camera. It's the whole thing. And Catalysm, he can think it like it's free play.
Chronix going to knock that one to the side. Team Liquid, 45 seconds behind, and Evil Genius is so close to having 3 match points in this best of 7. A massive, potentially unassailable lead based on what we're seeing on the pitch. Ivan turns down the doink, which I'm a bit annoyed by, but might get the edgeable bump instead. Doesn't quite work. We'll have to make do with a 2-goal lead with 30 seconds left.
I can't believe there's still going to be 5 goals scored in 20 seconds to make this 7-2. It's incredible. I just don't understand how that's going to happen. It seems almost unlikely.
Almost. And yet, mate, we will see in the next 13.
Yet.
Yeah, this one's just still not working for Team Liquid. Evil Geniuses, I'm running out of superlatives, ways to explain that they're just not putting a foot wrong. Taking their time the whole way. I think they always have a player in support as well. Whenever they make a touch, there is an Evil Geniuses player there, whether they're doing a half rotation or just hovering on the walls, knowing where this clearance is going to come, able to complete the transition, and it just completely kills every Team Liquid attack.
This is an interesting point. Oh, I was about to say, it's interesting because Liquid haven't called a timeout, but Liquid call themselves a timeout. It is now scary point for them. They go 3-1 down in the series. There are 2 minutes for them to talk. It is where Exper needs to talk to them, talk them through what's going on. I mean, look, they are there in person. They are at that Liquid facility. They are having a chat, and it's so much easier, I think, just to remove your headset, remove yourself from that in-game situation, not have to talk over like voice comms. You know, you can look at your mate and say, you need to do this, I need to do this. And Expert is there to deliver all his information because it's now do or die.
I reckon they need to change the lighting a little bit. It's too low. I'm feeling sleepy just looking at this. Make it sort of a nice electric red, perhaps. Something a bit warmer. Get some fire in their bellies.
That's so not Liquid's brand. It's clearly blue because Liquid.
Do you know what?
Tell me you didn't.
I didn't even think of that.
You didn't think that a team called Liquid, who, just to support my point, are also playing on the blue team.
Playing blue, yeah.
Yep. And their brand is entirely blue.
Blue, yeah.
Yeah. And their entire offices have got that blue kind of walls and wall. Yeah. Do you think they even bothered investing in the RG in their RGB strips? I reckon they took them out. I reckon they smashed the little bulbs on those RGB strips and just left it with B.
They got an intern to make their RGs Bs only.
We don't need any RG here.
There we go. That's the new meta, the keepy up meta. How many is he going to get? He's on about 10 now. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He's good. 16. Whoa!
That's better ball control than we've seen from Liquid this entire series so far.
It's because the other two weren't pre-jumping behind him, ready to blast the ball off his foot.
That would have been so funny if a Chronic just sprinted at Oski there and just knocked the ball away from him.
I got it. Yeah, okay, so 3 games in a row. 3 games in a row are going to be needed for Team Liquid. I'm going to be brutally honest. I can't really see it today, which happens. It happens in any given series that you can just not be having your best day at the office. Evil Geniuses are not going to relent. They're not going to change their playstyle and suddenly get complacent. Complacency is not what they do. Team Liquid have to go into gear 7, a gear they've never seen before. Because Evil Geniuses, there's nothing to make them not confident right now.
Well, you say a gear they've never seen before, as I said before, they have come second. They've popped off. They've done so unbelievably well. But sometimes those mechanics just don't work. The way you play with your teammates just doesn't work. Evil Geniuses, I cannot understate rather, the work that they are doing. Their defense is just unreal. The pressure they put on Team Liquid to score in scary times. And then even then, Rizex doesn't need to make that save. Oski sends it wide, which is unfortunate, but hasn't been too much of an issue since that game number 1 where we had a few issues going on. I'm so blown away by what we have historically called, I think, sort of, and my word, I don't want to be mean here, boring Rocket League. You know, because I don't think they're playing that. I think the new meta, it doesn't reward having, you know, just sitting back and getting like really boring, you know, little clears.
Yeah.
Playing that little like tick-a-tacker, sending it between your 2 players in the back and then clearing it out. It rewards you going for pre-jumps and exciting saves. And Evil Geniuses are doing that so wonderfully. They're taking control of any attack that Liquid try and put forward to them.
Oh, but when Oski goes up to the ceiling, gets the flip reset, it can still be so difficult to defend against. I've had to help his 2 teammates there who are looking a little bit flat-tired over there on the goal line, but now Evil Genius got a chance to come forward themselves. Chronic is going to lose this race to Rizex. Great speed from Rizex. Can get the second ball as well after a miss in defense. Atto wants to get this one to a Chronic. Can he get the flip reset to help him along his way? He can, but again, Capitalism just waiting for it. They're waiting for Liquid to show their hand and then reacting to whatever they've done. And it leads them to taking chances of their own, but that was a great save.
Yeah, just up early, doing exactly what we mentioned Chronic was doing earlier on, getting up as soon as he could to try and clear away that ball. But Ivan working around the side. It just looked routine for him, that final man from Liquid, pushing up so far. And Catalysm going low on that ball because he sees that Ivan is there to clear it away. That extra touch, brilliant pass off from Catalysm, the jive in from that third man. And that is the 18th goal scored for Evil Geniuses this series, which is their season high. They've cleared it by 2 now when they played Queso and they got 16 goals, and that was in 7 games. They've done it in 5. They did it in 4 before this goal even went in.
They'll be a little bit frustrated that they've found form right now when their chances of making the major are gone. They cannot do it, but they're still making points to bank to hopefully go above Semper if they win this series, don't forget, and that's for World's qualification. So Evil Geniuses have pressure of their own, which maybe we haven't talked about quite enough. They have to win this series to keep their season alive. Yeah, everything is. And they're showing us all how it's done, how to deal with that pressure. Can you get this read? Oh, almost. Good effort.
It felt like it could be. That 0 boost almost felt like, you know, the deja vu of First Killer at LAN previously, where he got the 0 boost. But with a lot more boost, the Chronic finds himself diving down the pitch and emerging butterflies from the orange net.
A rare Evil Geniuses overcommit. It was Catalysm, he was too close to the play. Tried to get a bump on a Chronic, but couldn't quite do it. And the Chronic is more than happy to take the easy goal and just get themselves back in this one. So Liquid have to make the most of that. They did start this game better, and they have just had that tactical timeout, don't forget. So maybe a few tweaks, or maybe just a conversation in their mentality, get themselves back into it. And so often, Liquid have scored and conceded immediately. I was actually convinced they were going to do it then again, but for once they avoid it, at least for now. Rizex, though, can change that. He tries to go at the near post, but he does get a demo, but nothing more.
You were mentioning Oski a little bit earlier on. He was saying in chat during the pre-show, when we spoke about his chances for Worlds, he was saying easy. It's easy. It's fine. All we need to do is, win the major? That's okay. We don't need to worry too much about that one. This is proving to be just a touch out of their reach. They still will be going to the major. They're just fighting for their 2nd seed right now. Otherwise, I believe they will be getting 3rd regardless, because they managed to secure it yesterday. Massive for them. Awesome job by the org. Just Evil Geniuses thus far a step too far.
Oski's going to try and win the race here against Rizex, or at least read where his touch is going. With 1 minute and 20 seconds left, this game's starting to get to the depth. One more goal against Team Liquid, and Evil Geniuses could take this series. Atto tried for the flick, but couldn't quite get it on target there.
It was open again, though. It was another chance. Atto was just backwards on that ball. Completely fine to be backwards there, because that's where he was positioned. But he had a chance to shoot on an open net. Evil Geniuses, that is not like them.
No, not at all. Rizex, Ivan, and Catalysm maybe getting a bit EG on the trigger finger right now. Need to just slowed things down, not overcommit. They do not have to. Catalysm is an experienced player at this point. All 3 of them are actually as a team as well, so they'll be talking things through quite happily. Atto does go over the top of Rizex and almost Ivan. Great save from the side. Chronic into the corner. Can he get the second touch? He can't. So that is going to tee up Evil Geniuses, one of their massive transitions. Ivan's following it. Oski for a second looked like he was in trouble, but gets it away. 25 seconds left, Stumpy. Next goal could be pivotal in this series. Maybe Ivan can shoot, but he can't quite get the angle.
The touch may be the better option there. Take it down, take it low and slow, and send in a Schlanger. Instead, the final 15 seconds and a potential first overtime of the series. A dunk! Just going slightly wide off that net. Catalysm keeping the ball in play. Chronic to send it long, but Rizek's up nice and early. Dirty boost. Can he get it central? Certainly tries to. Certainly manages to. Nobody there to follow. Atto to the floor. Overtime on Wasteland.
Such an important goal right now is about to come up. How long will this overtime be? It could be over instantly. Oski wants to get the bump on Rizek. Rizek was up early enough. And then gets a lovely little flip reset. Well played, Rizek. Good for you. And around the corner as well, doing a couple of chain dashes to try and get himself there in time. But Oski booms the ball onto the backboard, and Catalysm can eventually see it away. But they're looking a little bit boost-starved already, Evil Geniuses. Liquid linger and lie in wait at the halfway line, daring Evil Geniuses to try one of their transitions. But it does seem that now Team Liquid are waiting for it.
In that corner, Oski waits and lurks, and Rizek has to sit there like a deer in the headlights and avoid that goal going in. Just sends it into the corner with a single jump. Rizek's removing Atto from the pitch. Catalysm following up on the left-hand wall. 100 boost taken by a Chronic. Atto now low. But with that 100 boost, a Chronic attempts to bring them through into another game. A doink going central, the bump from Catalysm, unable to be found on Atto.
Pros can't doink. Absolutely classic. I'll teach you, mate. It's fine. Simon wraps around this one. Oh, they can certainly dribble, though. Oski has to get in there to help his teammate, who has done all ends up. And it's Evil Geniuses for whom the pendulum swings towards now. Starting to look a little bit better in this overtime as Ivan gets 100 boost. Wants to get the next touch, but Atto's going to beat him to it.
That's good.
Rizek's again up early. Those not quite a pre-jump, but those early jumps to make sure he's not getting bumped out the way. Because Liquid is searching for him. That's a massive save, but a huge save. But Atto is another save from Catalysm.
Cataclysmic chance missed there for Liquid as an unreal save benefits Evil Geniuses. As you say, Cole, that pendulum swinging wildly from left to right, time and time again with every passing play.
Atto out wide to Oski, who wants to beat Ivan here. Ivan gets half a touch, but it's just going to slow him down somewhat. Chronic tries to go for the snapshot. I like the idea, hoping that Rizek was reading the pass a little bit too much. Maybe Liquid have been going for too many of those. So the shot could have been a surprise for them. But Rizek's, as always, in that third man position. Absolutely supreme. Now he comes forward. He has the timing perfect, but he can't quite get the finish. Nor can Ivan. It's saved by Atto. Now it's Team Liquid's chance again.
Just trying to go for something cheeky in the midfield of Chronic. Can't work it around the might of Catalysm. Ivan to the right actually finds him back. Just get that second touch onto the backboard. Will somebody be following it? Atto is, and with 20 boost, he can get it into the corner. Chance missed for Ivan. Atto double commits with Oski again. This pass from a Chronic shut down, and the pressure for EG building. Their defense isn't even needed right now, but they need to remember the counterattacks for Liquid have paid off dividends in the series so far.
This is where your instinct is to stop comming, to slow right down, just to hit that panic button, but they have to avoid those instincts and keep talking to each other and get the mechanics coming. Chronic, he's got mechanics with a double tap. A little bit over yet again, though, for Team Liquid. Both of these teams have come so close, just elevated the heart rates of every player by another 30 or so. Oh, Atto, that was so risky with your teammate going up. It was the right decision, but it asked a lot from a Chronic. Evil Genius still can't quite get their win. Oski with a miss. Atto's going to be there, and he's just about got it past Catalysm.
I think I figured out why some of these double commits are coming in. It's because they're trying to avoid the air dribble bumps. And like previously, we saw, one or two goals come in from them, and now you literally can't afford to have a single goal go in. So going for those double commits just to take out the blind spot from the attacking player is vital.
It's a horrible way to concede a goal as well, let alone lose a best-of-7 series. If that happens to an air dribble bump, that would just be pain for Team Liquid. Catalysm trying to get it to happen towards Ivan. Oski there from the side. These touches so important for Team Liquid, and that demo could be as well. Evil Genius has broken through for the first time in a while. Catalysm, brilliant defending yet again, just to get those extra touches to get it past the Liquid players.
4 minutes in overtime. Ivan wants to shut it down as soon as he can. This time shut down by Oski. Leave him alone on that back wall. I heard you, Atto. I heard you wanting to commit on that. As we do hit that 4 minute mark, a Chronic can remove one. Atto can shoot. Rizek and Catalysm combined to save.
Demos, though, starting to rain in from Team Liquid. It's looking really effective. Just opens up gaps on the pitch that weren't there before because of the brilliant rotations from Evil Geniuses.
Clever.
Ivan lets that one slow down. Although he's on him quicker than he thought. Oski can get half a touch here. Gets the block on Rizek. This is going to be clean for a Chronic. Can he get one of these beautiful stop flashes? Yes, he can! And it goes all the way in! A piece of magic keeps Team Liquid in the series!
Team Liquid drop the Achronic bomb and they remove EG from Wasteland. An unreal shot keeps them alive in the series, and the dreams in the quarterfinal continue to burn on.
Atto's off again. Going to change his car after that one. He's like, yeah, that was good. I could do better for experience in my
Battlefield time, baby. Don't worry.
You know that's a good goal when Rizex says, nice one, in chat, and Achronic says, thanks, in quick chat. Like, that is a big conversation at this level of Rocket League. They have just had a mighty duologue between them.
I'm like, I really like Rizex as a person. He was so much fun to hang out with at the Winter Major. I know that you couldn't go, Cole, lol. Sure. But it was really fun having just, a new best friend.
Yeah, I'm glad that you got to go to that. Well done, you. And you got that shirt there, did you? Is it fashionable over there?
Some would say it's cringe and bad.
That goal, though, was not cringe and bad, Stumpy Goblin. Achronic. Oh, my God.
Did you feel it in your waters that it was going to happen? Like, it just felt like... He's turning. He's going for this. And we've seen so many of those little skim shots. We've seen them normally come from the corner. I think we saw one in one of the previous series, one of the many series we've had today, where it just about skimmed in. And also on the pre-show with Alpha's goal, they're just getting that skim just off the top. It's so nice. It's wonderful to watch. Achronic scoring 2 absolute blinders today.
Yeah, we're entering the skim meta, it would seem. I'm going to be hated by the freestyling community. I don't know if it's a psycho, if it's from the side, or if a psycho is exclusively if it's from your backboard all the way to the other side of the pitch. But that's something that people can let me know on Twitter. Anyway, we're about to go into the next game in this series. And, we're getting late on here. I can see Bob's Raymond over there on Neo Tokyo. The lights are all on.
Interesting.
You're a ramen man, are you?
Yeah, ramen. Bob's Ramen. Ramen. Everybody loves ramen.
Everybody does. Right. Concentrate, Stumpy. It's Rocket League time, man.
Team Liquid, seriously, still have so much to fight for. Because it does genuinely get harder if they don't manage to secure that, the second or even third seed. They could still go down to fourth. It all depends on Endpoint winning the major. But it is still a lot to play for Liquid. Any win at this point is so vital. And Evil Geniuses, although they don't have the major, they still need to hold it as tight as they possibly can. Neo Tokyo may well be the place where they can win it in 6.
As good as Evil Genius's defense has been, Liquid's series has been peppered with near misses from infield passes, where you're thinking they've got to break the deadlock here, they've got to score to equalize, and they just hit the post. So actually, good old basic shooting has been a bit of a question there for Team Liquid, but Catalysm and Evil Geniuses, that shooting's been sublime. There was a bump that helped Catalysms almost make it towards the goal. Didn't happen though, and now Liquid can attack with a boostless Achronic. We saw what he could do with boost in the last game. What can he do? Just getting his big old Octane in the way, his Stocktane. He can at least keep Liquid in the attack. Oski's there and Riz is there. Everyone's a little bit boostless and rugged at the moment in this attack.
Yeah, a little bit. It seems almost like they're starting to get a little bit worn out, a little bit tuckered out, and they're not quite finding the perfect hits they were previously. But in those scrappy games, someone will still emerge a victor, regardless of how clean that gameplay is. 1.5 minutes almost gone. There's been a lot of pressure for Liquid so far, but we saw just how incredible that defense from EG can be. Just need to make sure they don't overcommit as they manage to.
Lovely. Lovely little pre-flip there from Oski, but just pinging over the top of Rizex didn't help too much because it bounced straight back towards him, and now Atto on the Liquid backboard is there to try and get this one over the top of Ivan. Liquid letting the ball bounce a lot more, not going for those delayed dodges in the sky. Just boinging over the top after it lands on the half volley. Just seem to be asking a few more questions of Evil Geniuses as they see the ball fly above themselves. Connor's going to be next. Another little cheeky pinch. Only tees up Catalysm. What can he do? Can he get the quick reset here or something a little bit spicier? Not quite there. Lots of 50-50s. I'd say this definitely is the game where things slow down just for a minute. Something's bubbling up though, Stumpy. I can feel it.
Yeah, and it's the Chronic, I believe, now going back to... was he already in the Octane, or was he a Fennec guy? I think maybe he did stay in the Octane, actually, on second thoughts. A couple of, car changes coming in around the board. I've been very impressed with Catalysm for being one of the only European players to actually have secured himself one of those Flurpy decals. It blows my mind that anybody managed to get them.
Oh, here we go. Here's a throw. Oh, lovely first touch as well. The second one's going to go slightly over. Catalysm was there. I think it was a little bit too close to the back wall to be able to force the angle that he wanted at any particular pace. Iconic there trying another one of his massive redirects. Didn't quite work out. Now Oski can get himself some boost and try and go over the top. Liquid referring more to the close control that they're so known for, as Iconic does get for that backboard double tap. Ivan, though, beats a couple of them. I don't know why that double commit happened. Evil Geniuses suddenly find that Liquid have left themselves open. Can Catalysm make the most of it? So close. It was Oski that was the savior.
On the other side, I believe that double commit happened because Iconic called the fake. I think he got slightly bumped, called the fake, and then that drew Atto in. But regardless, the shot didn't happen, the goal didn't happen, and then Catalysm's air dribble didn't happen either. So we stay at 0-0, minute 45, just missing that top left corner this time, however. Atto, right wall. Iconic going underneath and trying to commit, but Frizex is clearly there first.
Yeah, decent touch from him as well, just to float the ball towards where Ivan was. Now Catalysm can show that Evil Geniuses, they can redirect the ball as well. Does he want to go for this ball or leave it for his teammate Catalysm? It's his teammate that leaves it for Iconic. He can redirect this ball. He can just let it go in.
I mean, Iconic got it anyway.
Touch.
Iconic managed to get that touch anyway. I don't know how important it was.
I retract my high-pitched voice, Stumpy.
Actually, to be fair, it slowed it down a little bit, and it meant that Ivan, although I imagine with his touch it might have been a little bit poor, managed to get the goal anyway. Iconic, that lead, just with a whisper for Liquid.
Oski might be able to double it up here with a decent combination play in the center. Not quite. Rizex's pre-jump hasn't worked, though. Evil Genius is looking a little bit shaky after conceding that goal. And there's Oski, can't quite get it on target. And there's also been a double commit, so Catalysm can launch yet another grenade over the top. But he's out of boost. Everyone just seems a little bit disjointed in this game. Absolutely everyone. You can only beat what's put in front of you. Winning an ugly game like this would be massive if Team Liquid can do it and take us to Game 7. Evil Genius has got 50 seconds to avoid that happening.
That's 50 seconds. Just speaking so much for the future of them. On that back line, Atto to the center, sees Iconic, sees that shot, the opportunity coming in. Oski already up, wanting to keep that control in favor of Team Liquid, but more than happy to let that ball go past them. REG, Atto, chance for the double, isn't able to secure it this time. Iconic manages to keep it again in that orange half. The boost steal from Oski. Catalysm finds himself relatively low with only 20. Ivan has to send it high. Rizex catching with only 30 as well. Not too many options, and works his way away from that ball. 10 seconds remaining before Champions Field.
Ivan had one more chance, but his touch wasn't good enough. It's going to fall to Atto. He could force Game 7 right here, right now. It's over the top. Ivan can't quite get a touch. Iconic is there. It's at the post again. And Ivan isn't able to get his big old Fennec underneath that ball. We are going to Game 7. Team Liquid on the cusp of the 3 games in a row they needed.
BG, it is their time to take their time out. And it's vital. It's absolutely vital. They found themselves in a position that I don't think they expected. They did not think that they would be facing down a Game 7. They were 3-1 up. They won it 7-2, and then they won it 3-1. And the first one was also 7-2. They won it like, what's that, 17 to 5 goals. It wasn't even close, but Liquid has still brought it back.
A pair of 7-2s, not great if you're playing poker, but not too bad if you're playing Rocket League. You'd be thinking, but they still find themselves, as you say, Stumpy, going into Game 7 to Evil Geniuses. And this is where Evil Geniuses do need that spark. I said at the start of this series that where they can fall down isn't that they'll throw it away. You know, Team Liquid have had to battle so deeply to get themselves to this position. Evil Geniuses have maybe given away a goal or two, but for the most part, they have been rock solid, even as they've started losing. Now we're going to need a player like, I would say, Catalysm to show off his own mechanics, to surprise Team Liquid, because they've built up momentum. They've got that head of steam. Maybe they've turned on their RBG lights, you know, RGB lights. And it's like...
They're B lights.
They're B lights. They're B lights. Maybe they've turned on the B lights. They've got someone in to install some R's and G's. Yeah, it's... Evil Genius is the point I'm making, is that they have more to offer, and I hope that we see it.
Yeah,
as do those lights.
Yeah. Oh, look at the B. Oh, wait, there is some Y at the back, actually, through that door, but that's okay. Looking, though, at historically how these teams have done, Team Liquid are currently 4-0 in series-deciding games. One of them being a Game 7 that they managed to beat Carmine Corp in. Evil Geniuses, that is all this split. Evil Geniuses are yet to go to a Game 7 this split. Otherwise, they've won 2 and they've lost 1 of them. So Liquid have theoretically got that chance to, you know, go unbeaten and continue that record in game deciders. It's It's the most high pressure you can have. You find yourself on Champions Field. The flags surround you. They envelop the pitch. And you need to play the best game you can. And if you asked me a couple of games ago who's winning this, we both were saying Evil Genius's goal. You said, and I agreed, I don't see how Liquid come back into it. Yeah, and yet, look at the performance that they have turned on. Evil Geniuses, they have not known how to deal with Liquid.
It's incredible how a Rocket League series can swing. Teams can seem down and out, absolutely hopeless. And then a goal comes in, a weird bumping play, something strange, and suddenly they show a new lease of life. The Evil Geniuses are on the cusp of conceding 3 games in a row and losing this one in a decider. But Team Liquid, we talk about pressure. This is where you're going to feel it heaving down upon you. An early goal will be lovely, but they can't quite get it.
Amazing start for Oski. Managing to get that flip reset, doesn't use it. The long shot coming in. Chronic can manage to save that one away, however. And a miss. Just starting off as, I think, games 5 and 6 were scrappier. They were less tight. They weren't clean by any means. And yet Liquid, they managed to fight through the scrap and came out unscathed.
Oh, lovely little fake there from Catalysm in the corner. Didn't quite fall to Rizex, but it's just showing what they can do, Evil Geniuses, how devastating their passes can be and their changes of speed and pace. Catalysm gets a nice little first touch. Ato's just watching him, daring him to do something a little bit cheeky. It falls to Ivan. Ato, I love that, going for the bump and the demo on his way out as well. Just continuing to try and make Evil Geniuses blink. Rizex winning that 50-50. We'll try to avoid it for now, but actually, from Ato, it goes in from nothing.
Managing to snipe from that right-hand side, catches the defender off guard. Lewis Catalysm on that sidewall, actually jumps off to try and get the save, and then flips sideways. Very little boost, only had 20 right at the end, so starts with 40 or 50. It's just Ato managing to send Liquid ahead in just over 1 minute of gameplay.
It's the first time in a while, maybe ever, they've been actually ahead overall in this series when you take games and goals into account. So a huge moment there potentially for Team Liquid and their mentality. The Geniuses, we know they can just suppress that when you're starting to believe. They can make you stop immediately. Rizex wants to go for that ball, leaves it just to Oski. Will they wait for Oski to get a flip reset? They do. That's what Rizex does, but still the ball gets past him. And that's the difference here. Oski, a little bit of a wave dash. Hop, skip, and a jump. Flicks it over the top, almost with Catalysm. Rizex is shaky now. Stumpy Evil Genius as their defense is looking very, very crackable.
Yeah, I mean, that first goal going in because Catalysm did not expect Ato to shoot when he did. Oski getting an amazing pass central. No one's getting anything from it, though, and Ato setting himself up, and look at 2 pre-jumps. Ivan going straight to the backboard, and it was then Catalysm up to defend it in the sky. Just making sure they're shutting Liquid down as soon as they can. A great block by Chronic, and the catch off that 50 in the sky with no boost, though. It falls awkward, and Ato has to take over. No skim shots for Chronic this time.
Rizex is going to try and get this one past Oski, but Oski stands up so tall. Almost half this game gone already in the blink of an eye. Chronic gets a flip reset, and it somehow falls below for him again. Does he get the bump? He doesn't quite. Oh my goodness, it's at the crossbar. Rizex is so grateful to get it away, but that's so scary from Ivan. He comes another shot. Ato can't quite score. Oski against Ivan. Rizex delays his dodge just to flick it away. And Chronic still keeps the attack going. Catalysm can't clear it. Ato's keeping it going as well. Liquid just can't get the ball to fall for them, but Evil Geniuses somehow keep it out of their net.
That is the defense that we herald here in Europe. It is dirty, it is scrappy, it is fought in the mud, and yet it is effective until you stare down the barrel of a Chronic.
A Chronic has been the Liquid carry this series. Another sublime flip reset and a bump as well. At the end of it, see you later, Ivan. Daylight emerges between these 2 teams. There is still time for Evil Geniuses, but they have to get something of a foothold quick before this one drifts away from them. And Rizex maybe wants to get it going, but it just falls to a Chronic.
A Chronic potentially bookending this series with air dribble bumps as well. First one delivered by Rizex. The final one may well be delivered by a Chronic. Final 2 minutes remain. It's 2 up so far, but a double commit coming in on Evil Genius. Goes central, Catalysm to shoot, but Oski, worldy pre-jump.
Yeah, this is also huge as well. Overall for the major in speedings. That one hits the crossbar again. Catalysm sneaking it in. It's the crossbar again. Rizex tries to poke out of the Chronic. Does get a save, but it falls devastating. They're laughing and Chronic's laughing. I love that reaction. I would be crying.
Look at this series is making me It's giving 1,000 people 1,000 sounds for a soundboard of me making strange noises because of what Evil Geniuses and Team Liquid are doing to each other. That defense was so tight, but just falls down to a touch of own goalery.
Well, Liquid have passed the mentality test of their reaction to that very unfortunate goal. That did come on the end of a barrel load of Evil Genius's pressure. Now Evil Geniuses have to do it all over again. The time is ticking away. The seconds are disappearing faster than they can count the grains of sand in the sand timer. So around the corner, Catalysm there. Great touch from him, but Oski's already up for it. The corner with him. Catalysm against Oski. It's faced by them both. Ivan was on hand to steer it away. Liquid need to make sure they don't overcommit here. It's okay to have 2 players back, and to lose this attack, it's also okay to get the winner and finish it right now. Oski can't quite do that. Atto is up. This could be the end. The flip reset is there, and Catalysm gets a touch.
The pressure from Liquid is what won them the previous game. They went for every shot they could, but also didn't stress that they weren't quite able to make it. Miss from Atto is not what they need. And get back in time, however, and then sent away by Oski. Chronic able to win that ball too. This is where the attack is your best defense if you're Liquid. Sent long by Catalysm. Liquid potentially able to change the fate in this series. Can they bring it back versus the Evil Geniuses?
Oh, lovely pass there! And a Chronic, the man of the match, if you ask me, was on hand to put it away. Finish this series off. The comeback is completed, and it's the Portuguese with the most important goal of them all.
20 seconds for Evil Genius's season to not just end here, to finish it off in this flip. A Chronic sends it high. Can he get another one for the road? Isn't quite able to. The final 10, we'll see Evil Genius's scramble. We'll see Liquid manage to secure that win. They continue to fight on through this bracket, and will be facing the winner of BDS and Digitas.
The Liquid boys, they celebrate there at their boot camp, but it's not just them. Semper and their fans are cheering from the rafters as well, because Evil Geniuses fail to capitalize on their opportunity to go above them in the overall point standings. Huge ramifications all over the place with that victory for Team Liquid. They're still battling for second seed with the win here at the London Major. And then obviously the World's conversation. I'm making it a thing, man. I'm making the Liquid World's meta be real, okay? They survived one heck of a test.
An unreal turnaround. We said halfway through that series, it almost felt like a formality. It almost felt like Evil Geniuses. It was theirs to lose. And by golly, did they lose it. It was 4-3 to Liquid with 2 unbelievable goals from a Chronic as well. The bump into the flip, into then the double tap on that side wall, and then the skimmer off his little tum-tum. Unreal. I love that. Just such a series. It's everything. When you can just turn it around, everything's in your hands. It is up to you. How do we define our season? And that is how Liquid should be defining themselves going forwards.
I'm sure when we go back to the desk as well, you'll have Gregan just absolutely waxing lyrical about how they dealt with that own goal in Game 7 with 19 seconds left and still managed to win it out cleanly. Team Liquid survived an unbelievable challenge from Evil Geniuses. This tournament is still young. We'll be back after this break.